Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Alright, I'm going to talk about Eric and Donna for a minute. First of all, oh wow. We all know why I'm saying oh wow. Donna has a little black thing on or whatever at first, and then, she, she got this lingerie, and I'm just still like, uh, yeah, so that happens. And after I compose myself, the thing about Donna, this whole situation, it's it's a bit sad when you, after all the the giggles and everything like that. It's pretty sad. This woman is literally sitting there saying that I don't care what amount of time, like if as long as I can get a sliver amount of time with you. And I'm like, boo, you can really do better for so many reasons. Um, I mean, be honest, you're going out with a guy who can literally be your dad, probably your granddad at this point. Okay, which is, listen, if that's your thing, that's cool. Um, but you're going out with somebody you want to. Okay, look, the age thing aside, you should want better. You should never just settle, and you should definitely never just settle for just being the side chick. You know, and that's what it's come down to her. That's what is and I'm like, there's so many other men, and let's just sit there and take away the looks for a minute. Now, she did sit there and say a comment, like, as far as, like, thinking is overrated, and I'm just like, did this chick really just sit there and say thinking is over? But with that being said, I don't know that much about Donna, okay? I don't, she's been on the show for a while. I don't really know that much about her. What I can sit there and tell about a little bit that I know about her is that she does have a good heart, She may not seem like she's the most brightest bulb in the room, but she has a good heart, and that counts. That all the beauty and smarts in the world does no one any good if your personality and who you are as far as on the inside is trash. Okay? And this woman has a good heart. And I feel like she shouldn't sit there and just have her sight so low to the point where she just, she's so desperate to sit there and be with somebody that she doesn't mind being a side chick, you know? Where any man would sit there and want to be with her, not just for her looks, but, for her kind heart, you know? And I think I mean, that's my biggest takeaway from that. I mean, on top of the fact that she's like, yeah, listen, I'm just, I'm not expecting much, and I'm fine where I am as long as I get a little time with you. And then towards the end, she's like, I want you to leave Gwen. And at first, when she, revealed the whole lingerie, I was like, I'm sorry, why does he want to be with Gwen again? But to be fair, I've only haven't, seen her in like business clothes, so I can't really judge. Um, this conversation between Carter and Gwen can be exhausting for so many reasons. I mean, this woman is literally sitting there saying, you can't be with me because I want to sit there and be faithful to Eric. And I don't want you to be with Paris. I know what you're saying, but, I can't forget about the times that we done had. And I'm like, bro, she literally just said that she can't be with you. And yet you keep sitting there professing your love, making it more difficult for her because it's just something that you just gotta do. I mean, I'm literally sitting there saying, does it make you feel better to make her feel, uncomfortable and awkward. Like, does that? I feel like when he was talking, he needed to get that off his chest, and it didn't really matter how she felt to a certain extent. It was like, I gotta do this, that, and the third. Nah, man, we can't really be together. I'm a married woman, and Eric has been good to me. I can't sit there and do it. We can't do that to him. I know, and it's the only thing that's fighting me from wanting to sit there and just hold you in my arms. And I'm like, bro, this is already bad enough. The fact that you're in the room with her by herself, professing your love. You don't think this also counts as something like? I mean, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing at this point? Especially given y'all two history, y'all shouldn't even be in the same room. I mean, hell, if you're gonna sit there and be honest, you probably shouldn't be sitting there working together. But apparently, he's the COO, because that's the new business title that I learned like a couple weeks ago, um, courtesy of Y&R. Well, courtesy of Y&R, of even hearing about that title, and courtesy of my subscribers telling me what COO actually means. So, yeah. So that was a fun little exhausting talk that they've been having for 2 days. I'm not gonna lie, when I was done, I was like, why do I feel like I'm having the exact same review that I did the day before? Um, Speaking of the same thing over and over again, Taylor and Brooke go at it with each other. And Taylor, once again, decides, I'm going to use my kids as an excuse for being with this guy, even though he said he wanted both of us to back off, more or less, live with his dad, and give himself some time and space to sit there and decide on what he wants. No, we're just going to sit there and go at it with each other. They go back and forth. She used her kids. Brooke does the usual, my husband this, my husband back, we're still married, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. The whole time I'm sitting there like, so Rich, you gonna jump in? You gonna say something? You got something to say? Cause you're doing this whole. I need you to do more than that. I mean, for your paycheck, could we have this guy say something? So he's like, well, I never asked anyone to sit there and wait for me, you know, while I'm sorting out my feelings and everything like that. So, to absolve his guilt, you know. And I understand what you're saying, but I'm like, you have these two girls that's going at it, and you're not doing a damn thing. And the first thing that you sit there and say is, I didn't ask anyone to sit there and wait for me. Wow, that was very profound. Please continue. Okay. So after he says that, he's like, me and Taylor, we're parents, and we're worried about Steffi, and we got to be together as parents, and that's why we're together. So it's a parent thing. Yeah, it's a parent thing. So Brooke leaves, and once again she's like, "Okay, I'm leaving my husband behind." I was like, "Yeah, okay, Brooke, we get it, get it." I think everyone in the back kind of heard you sit there. And we all know that you're still married to him. Okay, we get that. Um, After that, those two talk, and Ridge, it's so annoying. So annoying because he talks and he's like, well, while I'm sitting there waiting and stuff like that, you could be sitting there leaving and go back to your amazing, wonderful life of helping everyone else, not really being there for your kids. And he talks about that, and then he's like, I don't want you to leave. I like you here. And she's like, well, I'm not leaving for right now, or I'm not leaving now. I believe in us. And, you know, and while I was on the site, I was not there reading the comments in the bottom section. Because sometimes just hearing some of these people talk is just, people are starting to say, I really like Ridge and Taylor together because, they're more happy and relaxed. And I'm like, so no one is going to sit there and point out how this jackass is sitting there watching these two women fight over him and not pretty much sitting there saying anything and not giving a definitive answer in one way or the other. You just stringing these two girls along because of your own ego, right? You just need these two women to stroke your ego, right? Like, is this what it is? And no one is talking about that. And I'm like, and I get it. I get it. Because everyone's, and granted, like I said, this is my comment section. This is the site that I'm watching. And I get it. Everyone's in there seeing something different. That's something that I always find very interesting when I read the comment section because I can sit there and see a scene one way and five other people see it another way, you know? And a lot of times when I read the comment section, there's things I'm like, oh man, I didn't sit there and think about that. But I'm just like, so nobody's going to call out this jackass for, okay, cool, so we're doing that. Now Deacon is there waiting, and he's like, oh, bitch sent you away. How could you do that? If you're my woman, I would sit there and love to spend time with you and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, bro, listen, at least Brooke actually did tell you that she wants to work on her marriage with she wants to work on marriage and hell, to be honest, she doesn't even want to be seen with you. And yet you keep sitting there coming in the door over and over again. Oh, I was sitting there waiting for hope. And you just decide to just walk on in after she repeatedly told you, I want to work on my marriage and I can't have you here because that's going to not, really help me as far as getting back rich. Oh, look, and here you are again. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you actually bothered to not listen to me. Because that's literally what that seems like. And even when I took my bit of a break, even before then, like he felt so comfortable just walking on in, you know? Like, just walking on in. No, I mean, I could have swore. I think he like knocked like maybe once, and then he just walked on in. Like, all right, bro. Um, maybe she needs to sit there and tell him that like a couple more times, and maybe he might listen. Don't get me wrong, I like Deacon, but I'm just like, bro, you not like I get you want Brooke, but you gotta kind of respect some sort of boundaries, baby. Like that's not even what are you doing? Yep. Okay, like that's about it. Uh, this episode was something. I mean, it was very more or less the same from yesterday, but some different scenes and some. Well, I think we already kind of went there with Donna, so I feel like that's about it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are. Have a great, safe, amazing weekend, and I will see everyone in the next video.